Hi, my name is Gabby and I'm 11 years old. Ever since I joined the Girls Home, I've learned responsibility and accountability. And I love the Girls Home because they carry everyone along no matter what, no matter who they are. And I would love to thank my mom for integrating the Girls Home. And I would also love to thank for teaching us and mentoring us all the years. Thank you. You've done a good job.
Class, I have learned the importance of journaling and writing about my day and my experiences. I want to say big thank you to Auntie Etima and to my parents for enrolling me in this class because it has changed my life and I'm excited to see what it does for me in the future. Thank you.
I want to give a special thanks to Auntie Sima because she's a really wonderful person. As in, like, I've never ever met the kind of person that impacts so much in me like Auntie Sima does. I really, really, really love you so much. Thank you.
My name is Zoe. I am 11 years old. Since I joined the Girl Hub, I have learned about procrastination and building myself up. What I love most about the Girls Hub is learning new things. I'm grateful to my parents and my mentor, Auntie Etima, for all they do. May God richly bless you. Amen.
Hello, my name is Annie Falana. I'm 17 years old. I just joined the Girls Hub like 2 months ago and I really love it. And ever since I joined the Girls Hub, I've learned how to be more confident and I also learned a lot more about God. What I love about the Girl Hub is we treat each other as family and like I just love everything about the Girls Hub. Like I feel comfortable sharing stuff with Auntie Atima. Auntie Atima makes everyone feel like a family. Like I really love her, and I wanna thank my mom, and I wanna thank my mom for signing me up for Girls Hub. So I really love it, and I wanna thank Auntie Atima for making me feel like I'm home. Thank you.
The boot camp was actually very amazing. I enjoyed myself. I made new friends. I learned how to self-express myself, to be able to stand in front of people and not mind what others are saying about me. I want to really thank Aunt Etima for helping us set up this program so that young minds will be experienced about what is happening and what is going on in the world and how we should present ourselves, especially as young women. It was fun, especially the bonfire we had last night. We enjoyed ourselves. We had praise night. Everything was quite fun. We had a lot of fun. We danced and thank you.
I'm a member of the boot camp 2022, and the boot camp has really been good. Like it has impact on us, like impact more on us. Like I've learned a lot of things in this boot camp, and I would like other children to come and join. And then I want to use this opportunity to appreciate Auntie Etima for organizing this boot camp. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Peter.
Okay, my 3 days experience in this camp has been so amazing. I learned about self-control, self-leadership, self-validation. I learned that for us to lead others, we have to lead by example. And my word to Auntie Etima is that she should continue in this good work that she's doing for us children. And my advice to parents is that and I'm thanking them for all what they have done to make us come for this wonderful camp.
My name is Eldora and I'm a junior camper. For the past 3 days, we've learned about self-confidence, self-validation, and how to control our anger. I learned that I am enough. My advice to Auntie Etima would be that she should never give up on us, even though we're a little stubborn. And my advice to parents is thank you for paying all the money to my parents, and for other parents, they should really come to this camp. Thank you.
I'm 9 years old. Since I joined the Girls Hub, I have learned to become a better person. What I love most about the Girls Hub is when they have an information to give you, they break it down to your understanding, and then when you ask a question, they answer it the way we can assimilate it. As in, it's like, okay, I'll be able to do it. The answer is set. And I'm grateful for having the opportunity to be in the Girls Hub, and I think I take to my parents for the love and
Hi guys, my name is Ibukon Wagbero. I'm 12 years old, and since I've joined the Girls Hub, I've learned to become a better person, to control my emotions better, to build a better relationship with God, to get closer with God, and to stop procrastinating the things that I do in my everyday life, like putting off things that I said I would do later. And what I love most about the Girls Hub is how we're always trying to make the meetings fun, silly, and good, because we always want to have a good time in the meetings. And I thank Auntie Etima for sacrificing her time for us, to talk to us one-on-one, to make sure we're good, we're okay. And I thank my parents for giving me this opportunity.
My name is Gabby and I'm 11 years old. Ever since I joined the Girls Hub, I've learned responsibility and accountability. And I love the Girls Hub because they carry everyone along no matter what, no matter who they are. And I would love to thank my mom for integrating the Girls Hub. And I would also love to thank Auntie Etima for pushing us and mentoring us all the years. And thank you. You've done a good job. Love you.
Hi, my name is Oluwa Darisino Bayomi and I'm 10 years old. Since I joined the Girls Hub, I've learned how to control my emotions and not to procrastinate. What I like most about the Girls Hub is the monthly meeting. I am grateful for the opportunity that my parents have put me in this Girls Hub, and I thank Auntie Etima for her teaching and what I've learned. Bye.
Good afternoon. My name is Madam Mayaki. I am 14. Ever since I joined Auntie Etima's class, I have learned the importance of journaling and writing about my day and my experiences. I want to say a big thank you to Auntie Etima and to my parents for enrolling me in this class, because it has changed my life, and I'm excited to see what it does for me in the future. Thank you.
I want to give a special thanks to Auntie Etima because she's a really wonderful person. As in, like, I've never ever met the kind of person that impacts so much in me like Auntie Etima does. I really, really, really love you so much. Thank you.
My name is Zoe. I am 11 years old. Since I joined the Girl Hub, I have learned about procrastination and building myself up. What I love most about the Girls Hub is learning new things. I'm grateful to my parents and my mentor, Auntie Etima, for all they do. May God richly bless you. Amen.
The boot camp was actually very amazing. I enjoyed myself. I made new friends. I learned how to self-express myself, to be able to stand in front of people and not mind what others are saying about me. I want to really thank Aunt Etima for helping us set up this program so that young minds will be experienced about what is happening and what is going on in the world and how we should present ourselves, especially as young women. It was fun, especially the bonfire we had last night. We enjoyed ourselves. We had praise night. Everything was quite fun. We had a lot of fun. We danced and thank you.
Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome, everyone, to the Global Teens Conference 2023. Are you ready?
I am definitely ready. How are you, Kempsey?
How are you? I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very good. I've been waiting for this. My half term just started, so I'm really excited.
I've also greatly anticipated this. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot from this. We have a lot of amazing speakers lined up, and we're going to be very impacted during this conference.
Yes. Now, I know that we're going to be talking about productivity. Can you tell me what that means?
Okay, so I think productivity is your ability to stay on a task and then do it to the best of your abilities, and it can also mean when you do activities that are going to better your life in the future.
Yes, so true. I think it's time to welcome Auntie Etima. I mean, I know she's our queen mother of the Girls Hub. I'm personally a member of that.
Oh, you mean Auntie Etima, the current chief commandant of the Ignite Boot Camp?
No, she's more than that. Let's welcome her, and we're going to see her bio now.
The next face we'll see after this is the face of Auntie Etima.
Teen mentor, certified counselor, and responsible teens coach on a mission to raise responsible young adults in a time where there is a myriad of parenting styles and philosophies. She does this through mentoring, coaching, and training them on life leadership and entrepreneurial skills. For over a decade, she has taught youths in a unique, practical, and humorous way to learn personal responsibility, purity, self-leadership, volunteering, and accountability, thereby preparing them for life. Many of them have become peer mentors. Auntie Etima is a speaker at youth conferences and events online and offline. She is the convener of the Ignite Teens Mentoring Bootcamp, a gathering of youths seeking to find purpose and gain spiritual maturity. This event holds yearly and draws participants from all over Nigeria. Auntie Etima is the founder of Responsible Teens Academy, a mentoring program for teens and teens mentors. Auntie Etima consults and speaks for individuals, churches, and older organizations. She has spoken at Africa's largest international youth conference, where she was invited by Bishop David Oyedepo to speak on sexual purity at the Living Faith Church, Canaan Land, Nigeria. Her bestseller, Maintain Your White, is every young person's guide to sexual purity. She has other books and audio resources to her credit. Auntie Etima is also an entrepreneur and runs the Witty Mind Family Bookstore. She is happily married to Pastor Matthew Une. They are blessed with three lovely children. Ladies and gentlemen, Auntie Etima Une.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. The Global Teens Conference 2023. Finally, we get to come live from across the world. Tell me, where are you watching me from? Australia, Canada, Ghana, Lagos, Abuja, UK, US, everywhere. Thank you so much. I am so proud of you all. This is the first edition of the Global Teens Conference, and we looked through the process of all the work we've been doing at the Academy, and we saw a need to bring in teens from across the globe, different culture, different tribes, different nations, different ages, even though teenagers, we saw the need to bring you all together and impact you with rich, fresh, knowledgeable information, not just for knowing's sake, but for you to become a blessing to our world. There is so much we do at the Responsible Teens Academy, and I'm going to show you a bit of that in this short clips. Are you ready? I just want you to look at it, and then I'll tell you what I need you to do for this conference. All right, let's watch the Responsible Teens Academy.
Academy is a platform for mentoring preteens, teens, and teen mentors. The organization was officially registered in 2020 but has been in existence since 2013 through a mentoring club. The founder of the Responsible Teens Academy, Etima Ume, observed a huge gap with the age group in terms of knowledge, guidance, accountability, and lots more. Through products and programs that transform participants, her team and her have succeeded in contributing to the emergence of the responsible adults who are blazing the trail and setting the pace globally. Many of our mentees are now peer mentors, youth leaders, and entrepreneurs. The Responsible Teens Academy caters for its participants within and outside Nigeria. Online participants are especially drawn from Africa, Europe, America, Asia, and Australia. Mentoring sections are categorized in an age-appropriate manner, and gender sections are inclusive. Our vision: to raise a generation of youth who are example to others in worth, deed, purity, and purpose. Our mission: raising champions by coaching, training, and mentoring teenagers to responsible adulthood. Our core values: spirituality, self-development, self-leadership, responsibility, and accountability.
Know a bit about what we do at the Responsible Teens Academy, and we're so delighted to have you come into this beautiful community that would not leave you the same way. Now, the conference is about to kick off. All the speakers are ready. My question to you is, what are you going to be doing after this conference? What are you going to be doing with all the information that you're going to get? Guess what? I am currently envying you. Yes, whether you're 10 years or you're 19 years, I'm currently envying you. I wish I had this opportunity. I wish I had such experienced, godly, and passionate teachers like the speakers that are going to come to you in the next few days. But it lies on you at the end of it all. Are you going to have a growth or a fixed mindset? Are you going to come into this conference with a mentality that, oh, my mommy said I should be here, my daddy has just been on my case, Why wouldn't they just let me watch a game? Why wouldn't they just let me watch my favorite series? This is such a bother. I don't want all this stress. That would be so bad, because you're going to be missing a key opportunity for you to improve your life. At the end of it all, your life is your life. The best your parents can do is provide the information, provide the platform, provide the funds, but you need to take responsibility for your life. Listen throughout the conference, listen with a good attitude, take all your learning points, and above all, begin to do as you hear. Dr. Wisdom Osiri said recently that when you are born, you look like your parents, but when you die, you look like your decisions. So if you decide that you want to be in this conference only bodily, physically, but you want your mind to be somewhere else, you're going to look like your decision at the end of time. If you decide that, no, I still want to just engage in hobbies, I still want to engage in fun all the time, I don't want to take life seriously, I want peer pressure to still come at me, all those excuses you give, at the end of it all, you are going to look like your excuses. So I don't care what it is that your friends have told you. Maybe some of them are even teasing you. What kind of conference is that? Why can't you just come? Let's play this game. Why can't you come? Let's just Netflix and chill. It's time for you to tell your friends, excuse me, this is the time to learn. This is the time to improve. This is the time to self-develop. In a few years' time, you will be glad that you were at this conference this year. In a few years' time, you will be glad that next year you'll be at the conference. You will be glad that you got such rich transformational knowledge. What is the difference between you and a teenager that is in prison? What's the difference between you and a teenager that is held by kidnappers? The difference is that you are free to learn, free to fly, free to fulfill purpose in grand style. For me, that's the best reason why you should be here. And so on that note, with Jesus' joy, with all the privilege that God has given me, I want to declare the Global Teens Conference. Please, camera, everybody, get on it. I need this captured right now as we declare the Global Teens Conference open for your learning, for your transformation, and Teens Conference 2023 is now open. Get ready to be inspired, get ready to be transformed, and get ready to get on your journey to fulfilling purpose. Congratulations! Can I hear you celebrate yourselves wherever you are? Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. I am so proud of you. Congratulations.
On this note, we're going to soon introduce our first speaker, but first we need to say a few announcements.
Please listen to the following announcements. Get writing materials, book, pens, highlighters, and some water if necessary. Stay away from noisy areas and other distractions on the TV, the internet, etc. Don't lie on your bed or couch. Rather, sit up in an upright position and ensure you have a good light and strong network. Let your parents, siblings take pictures and selfies of you during the conference for our conference outbreak. Don't be left out.
So I am very set for this now. Our first speaker is Auntie Fina. I personally haven't heard her speak, but I am definitely excited and ready for her. I know she's a wonderful woman, and we're going to soon hear her bio now. After that, please can we welcome her after? You'll see her face.
She's a passionate parenting teens consultant, coach, and a life coach, with a focus on social emotional learning, personal development for teens and young adults. She has worked with parents and teens for over 15 years helping parents with how to understand, communicate, connect, and raise responsible leaders of tomorrow, and helping the next generation to understand their necessity and use it to make a difference and fulfill purpose. Her organization, Empowering the Next Gen, CIC, is dedicated to educating, empowering, encouraging, and equipping the next gen with the right tools to help themselves increase in confidence, growing character values, and stand out in communication. It is her mission to help the next gen understand their necessity and be courageous to use their voices to make a difference and fulfill purpose. She's helped thousands of teams transform their lives. Many of her mentees attended the top schools in the world, have very good jobs, and are making a difference in the world. She's the host of the Parenting Teen Solution podcast, recently listed in the 9th place of the top 60 world podcast list for parenting teens by blogfeedstock.com. He's an amazing best-selling author, an international speaker, and a mother to 3 young adults and 1 teenager. With honor in our hearts, we welcome Coach Fina to the Global Teens Conference 2023.
Wow. I was like, is that me? Amazing. Well done. Honestly, I am so blessed to be here. Can everyone hear me? I am so blessed to be here. Thank you so much, Coach Etima and your team. Do you know what? I've just been backstage, smiling, so proud of all of you, the young people, just getting on and presenting this. And it's amazing. Well done to all of you. Really big kudos to all of you. I am so excited. You guys have actually really motivated me as I come in to speak. And as my bio said, I have been speaking to teenagers for at least 15 years. And you guys, I am so passionate about teenagers. I believe in you guys. And as well as Coach Etima believes in you guys. So we are in the right place. Do you know what? I can't wait to get started. I just cannot wait to get started. Awesome. Well done, everyone. Good. I'm glad that you guys can hear me. Awesome. Good. I heard that. Okay. Fantastic. I'm going to share my screen. Let me just make sure that it works. I tested it out before. Let's see if that's going to work for me. Okay. Can I know in the chat box, if you just give me, I know you guys have talked about where you're from. Let me know your ages. So your ages, please. How old are you? Let me know your ages. Yes, the slides work. So that's good. Let me know how old you are. I just want to kind of have a range of ages in my head. And today, the title of what we're going to be sharing is Talent is Not Enough. So I'm going to kind of break that down for all of you. I'm seeing all of you, your ages, where you're from. Thank you so much. Awesome. So we've got a good range. I see 17, 15, 10, 11. Awesome. 9 and 8 from Orlando, Florida. Okay, awesome. So we're going to be talking about talent is not enough. And one of the reasons that this topic is so vital for all of you at every age is that we live in such in a big technological world now. You know, there's everything is on the social media, on the internet. We see a lot of successful people, talented people, actors, actresses, influencers. We see everyone. We see a lot of people with talents. And sometimes young people can be tempted to think, oh, do you know what? If I have this talent, that means I can do this and I can do that. And they think it's only talent alone. But today, what we're going to share with you is that there's more to talents. Okay, that is one thing that we're going to share with you, that there is more to just your talents. It's very important to know that, because a lot of people might think, okay, you know what, if I can sing, that's all I need. If I can act, that's all I need. If I can draw, that's all I need. If I can swim, if I can play football, you know, all these talents that many of us have, many of us will think that that's all that we can do. Also in the chat box, thank you so much for sharing your ages for me. Also in the chat box, let me know, what kind of talents do you have? What kind of talents do you have? Yeah, let me know what kind of talents you have. Awesome. Let me know what kind of talents you have. Are you a footballer? You know, what kind of talents do you have? I'm just going back to sharing my screen. Swimming, okay. Singing, awesome. Drawing, okay. Playing football, okay. Great. Draw, okay. So we are all in the right place. Intelligence, I see that. I can play football. Yep. Swimming, writing, awesome. Gaming and programming, awesome. Computer related, awesome. Awesome. Intelligence, awesome. Drawing, acting, playing soccer, awesome. You see, all of us have talents. I love these. Thank you for, I love the engagement, awesome. Writing and speaking, awesome. So yes, okay. All right, awesome, awesome. So here it is, guys. You know, your talents are very, very necessary. So necessary, so important, so valid. Everyone has talent. Sometimes some people may not know their talents yet, and that is still okay because you've still got time. Okay, you've still got time. I love that. Basketball, yes. Okay. I don't know how to play basketball, but I love watching basketball. Football and coding, drawing. Okay, awesome, awesome. I'm loving these things that I'm hearing. So as I said, your talent is so necessary, it's so valid. But we just need to know that it's not enough. I love that. I run track. Awesome. Cooking. I love it. I love it. Okay. It's not enough. And if you see a lot of these talented people on TV, on social media, on the internet, if you look at even CEOs of 500 Fortune companies, these large industry companies, most of them know that it's not just their talents alone that is enough for them. They know that belief in themselves is very important. They know that being focused is very important. They know that having that perseverance is very important. They also know that some character values, actually character values, are really, really vital. So I love these. Thank you so much for sharing all your talents. So you are in the right place to know that apart from your talents, what do we need around our talents? Because our talents can only take us a bit far. We need more than just our talents, and that's what we're going to be sharing on in today's chat. I heard Ronaldo. They asked him what was the secret to his success, and he said, "Without hard work, talents are nothing." And I picked up from that because without hard work, our talents can't do much. Yes, we can sing. Yes, we can cook. Yes, we can play football, but we need the hard work around it. We need to work hard. We need the character as well around it. And I'm going to share some more of the things that we need as we go along. I also love this quote from Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps is that swimmer. And I saw someone said swimming as well amongst as her talent, or his or her talent. Michael Phelps has won so many Olympics with swimming and stuff. And he said this, he wrote this quote, he shared this quote. He said, "There will be obstacles, there will be doubters, there will be mistakes, but with hard work, there's no limits. There are no limits." So he even knows with all the talents he has, yes, he's won, gotten so many gold medals, yet he knows that without hard work, that will not be accomplished. So now you guys are such in a stage of your lives where you are growing, where you are becoming who you are becoming. And it's important for you to know that hard work and character must go in line with your talents for your talents to be sustainable. Many people who have just gone on talents, yes, I can sing, yes, I can do that. Many people who have gone just on talents without the hard work, without the character, it's been short-lived. Their success has been short-lived. But you and I know that you want to be successful and you want your success to be sustainable, isn't it? Do you want your success to be short-lived or long-lived? Let me know in the chat box. Do you want a long-term success or do you just want a short-lived success? Let me know in the chat box as well. Okay? Oh, I've said all this. Yeah. Okay. Good. Long-term. Okay, I see that, Taiwo. I see that. Long-term. So you want your success to be long-term. So you are in the right place then. So if you want your success to be long-term, then we know for sure that we need other things apart from our talents. Okay, and that's what we're going to go through right now. We need other things apart from our talents. If I was with you in person, I would have asked each and every one of you, what is your why? What's your why? Why do you want to be successful? I see all of you writing long terms. Kudos. Lovely. We all want long-term success. What is your why? Why do you actually want that long-term success? Let me know in the chat box as well what your why is. Because a lot of times when you have your why, when you know that the reason that you have for the long-term success that you want will help you. I see someone write money. There must be more to money. That's a different topic altogether. Money is great, but there's more. There should be more than just money. Someone says glory. Okay. I want money. Yes, that's what you want. Okay. But what are you going to use the money to do? So someone says, I want to be able to provide for my family. Okay. So that I will not suffer in life. That means so that you'll be successful. Okay. And make an impact. Okay. All right. Good, good, good. So we're going to need, let me go to the screen here and I'll come back to the other one. To live without struggle. Okay. Because I feel that when I'm successful and have the means, I fulfill my life purpose. Okay, I love that. I love that. And as you guys get older, your why, you'll be able to form up your why in a more concrete way to make impact and change lives for good. Okay, I love that, Elizabeth. To make myself successful, to look good. Okay, all right, good, good. To enjoy my hard work. Yes. To have a good reputation. Okay, I love these answers that are coming through. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Okay. So we are going to talk about some character values that is so necessary in adding to your talent. So yes, your talents are great. I love that you guys have all shared your talents here, but we want a bit more. What are some character values that will help those talents? What are some character values that will help you get to the long term? That's really, really important. Okay. And we're going to share a bit here, and we're going to share on things like courage. You're going to need courage. And the reason you're going to need courage, guys, is because there will be some obstacles that will come your way. There will be negative peer pressure that will come your way. You need to have the courage to be able to then hold yourself strong. You will need to have the courage to be able to say no to negative peer pressure. Because with your talents and with your why, you have a goal. You know where you're going to. With courage, you can stand. With courage, you can have the power to study. You can set your goals. You can do a lot of things. With courage, you can definitely achieve your goals. Okay, so courage is so important. Focus is, again, focus, perseverance, being teachable. I'm going to talk about being teachable here. There's a quote by Alvin Toffler that says, the illiterates of the 21st century are not going to be those that can read or write. The illiterates of the 21st century are going to be those who are unwilling to learn, unlearn, and relearn. I'm going to repeat that again because it's a very, very powerful quote. I always share this to parents and teenagers as well. So Alvin Toffler says, what is an illiterate? Okay, we'll come to that. An illiterate is someone who doesn't know anything. So an illiterate of the 21st century is not someone who cannot read or write, is more of someone who is not willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So in this journey of life, guys, we are going to consistently be learning, unlearning habits that are not healthy and not working, and relearning, okay? So it's important for you, if you're going to have that long-term success that you want, you've got to be able to be teachable. You've got to be able to be teachable. Okay, so that's really, really key. You've also got to be able to learn how to work in a team. Now, guys, for those that sing, those that dance, all the talents that you've actually written here, as you go forward, as you go and you grow in life, you're going to need a team. So if you're singing, who is going to be you're going to need a manager. If you're swimming as well, to go into the Olympics, to go into the national competitions, you're going to need a team. So you're going to need to have the ability to work in a team. You can't just rely on your talents alone. You're going to learn how, you're going to need to be able to work within a team. And I heard from the intro videos and a lot of things that you guys have done in the camp, in the boot camp and stuff, you guys have also learned how to communicate. You guys have learned how to regulate your emotions, how to deal with anger. These are the kind of skills that you're going to need to be able to be successful in the long term. Okay, the ability to set goals. We can't just have our talents without having goals. What are the goals that you have? What are your goals? Why do you have your goals? What are your goals? What are the action steps you're going to take regarding your goals? These are things that are going to really, really help you. Someone told me to repeat that quote, and that quote is by Alvin Toffler. You can Google it. It says, "The illiterates of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read or write. It's going to be those who are unwilling to learn, unlearn, and relearn." Okay, so it's just that ability to be teachable, that ability to continuously learn, that ability to always have a reflection and then tell yourself, what is not working? What am I doing that is not working? Do I procrastinate? I need to stop that. I need to unlearn procrastinating. Do I just lazy around? I need to unlearn lazying around. So it's a constant journey of learning. It's a constant journey of self-reflection. It's a constant journey of relearning, okay? If you want that long-term success. And all of you on here, I saw all of you that wrote long-term success. So that means this all definitely applies to you. All right. So in general, I'm just going to give this generality here, and then I'll break it down into things that I want to talk about. And I am conscious of my time as well. So for you as a person, apart from your talents, which your talents are great, I want us to hold on to our talents. I want us to be proud of our talents. I want us to not be ashamed of our talents, okay? Because sometimes I see some young people who are bothered about what other people say. If someone makes fun of you, then you want to hide your talents. And one of the reasons, do not hide your talents, because your talents are God's gift to you. Your talents are God's gift to you, okay? So for you as a whole, and you want to get this long-term success, you have to think about the things that are very important for you as teenagers. Your time is very important. Your friendship groups is very important. Your character values, as I mentioned, is very important. Your vision and your goals are very important. Your mindset is so important. Your spirituality, your belief in God, your walk with God is very important. Your emotional and mental well-being is so vital. Okay, so these are things that as teenagers, I want you to always think about these things. Where am I? What am I doing with my time? What am I doing with my friendship groups? What am I doing with my character? What am I doing with my vision and goals? What am I doing about my mindset? What am I doing about my spirituality? And what am I doing about my emotional and mental well-being? How am I looking after myself? How am I taking care of others? How am I treating others? So that comes under your character values. These keys are very vital to that long-term success. Please, those keys are very vital to your long-term success. I'm seeing some questions. I'm not ignoring the questions, but I've got to go with the flow of what I'm sharing, and then we can talk towards the end. Okay, so yeah, please keep sharing. I can see them. It's just I don't want to break the flow of the teaching that I'm doing. All right, good. Okay, much clearer. You can't see them. Okay, I'm not sure. I'll have to just keep going. Okay, so number one, self-awareness. Self-awareness is very, very key in this long-term journey. And what I love about self-awareness is that it's not a one in time. It's not just something that you think about now and say, okay, you know what? I know this about myself. I know that about myself, and that's it. We're continuously growing. So we have to always be going through that self-reflection. What is it about me? What are my character values? What do I need to learn more of? What do I need to improve of? These are things that we need to consistently do as individuals, as children, as parents. If parents are on the platform, these are things that we need to do continuously. Your self-awareness is really key, because you know something about your self-awareness. When you know who you are, guess what? You will be very strong in agreeing to things. And I say this because you guys are at the stage of your lives where in friendship groups, Many people can tell you, you might have friends or peers who want you to do something that is wrong. Because you know who you are, you're like, no, I'm a person of integrity. I'm a person of self-confidence. I don't need to get involved in this stuff. I'm a person who is very spiritual. I know I know the characters I have. I know the values that I have. When you're self-aware, then you know the things to say no to. When you're not self-aware, you can easily fall into temptation. You can easily fall into negative peer pressure. So self-awareness is so vital. For we always need to think about, who are we? What is it about ourselves? Always think about that, because that is what is going to help you to say no to those negative peer pressure. Okay, that's really, really key. Self-respect as well. You having respect for yourself will help you make the right decisions. And you need the right decisions. Coach Etima talked about your decisions. She shared a quote at the beginning, and she said your decisions are very vital. When you have self-respect for yourself, you will be very aware of your choices. And your choices are very, very important. When you have self-confidence as well, self-confidence is a beautiful thing. When you have self-confidence as well, you're able to have the power to say no. I think this power to say no to negative self-pressure is very, very vital. I don't want to go. Okay, let me stick. I'm just seeing a question now. When does self-awareness turn to pride? It never turns to pride. Self-awareness is different from talking down to people. And self-awareness is just being aware of yourself and being confident about yourself. There's nothing to do with pride in self-awareness. When pride comes into places is when people start comparing themselves to others and putting people down and saying, oh, this is who I am. I'm this, and you're not anything, and you're not this, and you're not good, and you're not that. That's when pride and bragging comes into play. But self-awareness, it's important that you are self-aware. It's important that you are confident in who you are and that you're able to speak up about who you are. That's really important for every young person on this platform. I want you to remember that. Very important. The next thing I want you to think about, and the next thing that is going to help you for that long-term success, is the power of your thoughts. What you think is really important. When you think negative thoughts, when you think, oh, these people are bad, oh, I'm no good, oh, I'm not enough. When you think negative thoughts, guess what happens? It leads to negative emotions. And when you have negative emotions, you're not capable of thinking right. You don't think right, you don't choose right. But when you have positive thoughts, it leads to positive emotions. Okay? And when you have positive emotions, you're able to make the right choices. You're able to believe that what you study, you're able to believe that you can study hard and then you can get the grades that you want. It's really, really vital. Okay? It's really, really vital. I'm going to give some examples of some negative self-talk, because I feel that this is, I know that this is a very important part. Because a lot of times, when people, young people, and even adults have these negative self-talk, it affects their productivity. It affects what they're able to do in life. A few examples, and these are examples I've picked up from a lot of the work I've done with teenagers. Sometimes, you hear people say, well, I don't expect any better. Oh, I'm never lucky. Oh, I'm so dumb and silly. One time I was speaking at a conference, at a workshop, and we were doing some questions. There were some questions we were answering, and a young 14-year-old said, oh no, I'm so dumb and silly. And I said, case, no, let's take it back. Rewind. I said, I can't leave here for you saying that you're dumb and silly. You are not dumb and silly. You are smart. And even if you don't understand the answer or you don't have the answers, you can figure it out. Okay? So words like, I am not good enough, I'm not that smart, I can't, this is so impossible, life is unfair, all these kind of words, they're very negative. And we need to learn how to keep negative thoughts away, because negative thoughts affects our choices. Negative thoughts affects our decisions that we make. Okay? And so it's very important. And I have some examples of some positive self-talk. And I tell you something about this, because this is something that I'm always telling young people, is that when we say positive self-talk. Positive self-talk does not mean you're denying what is happening. So for example, you might have maths. You might have a challenging exam. Maths, your exam paper in maths was difficult, or the questions are difficult. I'm like, oh my God, this is difficult. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not telling you not to say, oh, this is so difficult. But how do you end it? Yes, it's difficult, but I'll figure it out. Yes, I'm finding it challenging, but I will work hard. But I will do some research. But I will figure it out, but I will ask questions. Is what you end the conversation with that is important. Okay, so we're not telling you to live and be thinking everything is all perfect all the time. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying that even if it's hard, even if it's challenging, even if it's difficult, always end it with, I will figure something out. Okay, so it's very, very important. Okay, very, very important that you do that. I will figure it out. It's just a minor setback. That's another example. Mistakes happen. These are positive self-talk that you can share. You can tell yourself. You can tell yourself things like, I'm capable. I'm getting better. This too shall pass. That's one of my favorite ones. I'll do my best. I can. I will. It will be tough, but I'm going to give it my best shots. This is very important for us, that no matter what, because when you have this positive self-talk, guess what you're doing? You're programming your mind to have that growth mindset. With a growth mindset, you don't give up. With a growth mindset, you don't just think, oh, this will never be well. Oh, all these bad things that are happening, I'm always unlucky. No, that's not what it is. That's negative self-talk. I'm never lucky is a negative self-talk. Always stay positive. Always think about the possibilities. Because with your talents, you have the power. With your talents, God has already given you the power. He's already equipped you really with all the things that you need. So you need to speak positively. You need to speak, your self-talk needs to be positive for you to be able to have that long-term success. Okay? Really very important. If I've not said anything today, this is so vital, because a lot of times we see many talented people who end up losing everything that they've worked for because of their self-talk, because of their negative self-talk. So it's really important that you speak positively to yourself, because it's important. People can say positive things to you. People can even say negative things to you. But what do you tell yourself? That's very vital. What do you tell yourself? And that's where that mind shift happens. Moving from that fixed mindset. Yes, there's a challenge, but you can move on. It actually works. Okay? It actually works. If you speak to a lot of these long-term successful people, they talk about their mindsets. They talk about their self-talk. They talk about things that they have to keep on reminding themselves. You can't say that, oh, you know what, I've got a growth mindset, I'm positive, I believe, I have faith, and just relax. You've got to continuously tell yourself this. This is something that you've got to continuously do. All right? Very, very vital. I have an example here between the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. I will just share a few examples. I think I'm still okay for time. Okay, I'm still okay for time. Instead of saying a fixed mindset, will say things like, I'm not good at this. Rather than say that, why don't you say, you know what am I missing? Okay, this is difficult. This, I don't know the answer to this. What am I missing? Let me figure it out. A fixed mindset will say things like, oh, I will give up. A growth mindset will say, you know what? I'll use another strategy. Okay. Oh, you say you feel, okay, I'm just going to go to the comments, because when I see some comments, I'm going to talk through it. You say, somebody saying here, sometimes I feel that I'm not that smart. You are smart, and it's about figuring it out what it is that you can't figure out. You see what I mean? Something is difficult doesn't mean that you're not smart. I will encourage you to learn how to ask questions, because that's another thing that I always tell teenagers. A lot of times teenagers think that if they ask questions, or if they're showing that asking questions shows that they're weak. And I will tell you that there's power in asking questions. A lot of the smart people that you see out there, the secret is that they ask questions. Okay, they ask questions. So I want you to change that self-talk, that feeling that you have, Charity. I want you to tell yourself that some things may be difficult. But I will figure it out. Okay. And it's so important, because whatever you tell yourself your mind believes it. Yeah. And then the choices you make, you will think, okay, I'm not that smart, so I won't know the answers. But you are smart. Okay. So very, very important for you to think that. And that's not telling a lie. When I say this to young people, sometimes young people say, oh, but I feel that I'm lying. But you're not. It's just that because you've told yourself that negative self-thought talk for so long, you end up believing it. Okay. Well done. You're welcome, my dear. You're welcome. Okay. There are other things like, oh, this is too hard. Well, this may take time. A growth mindset person will say, you know what? Okay, it's hard, but I will figure it out. Okay. A fixed mind person will just think, oh, I made a mistake. That's the end of my life. Oh God, what can I do? A growth mindset will say, you know what? Mistakes do happen. What am I going to learn from these mistakes? Okay. So very, very important. I am looking forward to coming to the comments to really look at the comments, because I love the conversations that are going on. So these are just examples. Okay. These are examples of moving from the fixed mindset to the growth mindset. It's so vital for everyone. Focus is another key. You know, every successful person out there, sometimes, and there's something I was saying the other day in one of the workshops I was doing, and I said, a lot of these successful people, you see all these singers, the artists, all these guys that we see on social media and stuff, they do a lot of focusing. You know, sometimes we think, sometimes when we're all spending time on social media and all that, if you notice, sometimes you don't see a few of your artists very frequently, because they're in the background creating the music. They're in the background acting, going, doing things. And then after, all of a sudden, they show us what they produce. They come out with a new song and we're all singing. We're all like, grooving to the music. But they have spent time. Check it out. You will see that it's not all the time you see them on social media. It's not all the time, because they have times where they focus. They have time where they're doing the work. So let's copy them in that way, where let's focus. If you've got exams, focus on those exams. Think about, okay, after my exams, I can then relax. After my exams, I can then watch Netflix. After my exams, I can do all the things that I need to do. Okay, so very, very important. Don't lose your focus. If you want that long-term success, don't lose your focus. Your goals. We need to have goals. Your goal is an aim or a desired result that you want. Sometimes when I ask people about goals, sometimes their goals are not very specific. I want to succeed. I want to succeed is not a goal. You need to have a specific goal. Your goal has got to be specific. What is it that you want? If you say, I want to pass my exams, that's too general. What are the grades you want to get in your exams? You've got to be very specific. Okay? You've got to be very specific with your goals. Okay? Very important. I love this quote, and I always share this quote about goals, and this is so important. I'm going to share it here with you. I didn't write it. I found this quote years ago, and I always use it. Okay. So the quote says, the tragedy in life, it doesn't lie in not reaching your goals. I want us to hear this properly, because this is so vital. It says the tragedy in life, it doesn't lie in not reaching your goals. The tragedy lies in not having goals to reach. Ooh. The first time I read this quote, I was like, whoa, okay. So it's not even about not reaching the goals. It's about having the goals in the first place. You've got to have the goals. If you don't have the goals, you'd be like a blind man who is walking on the road without a walking stick or guard dog. So it's about having those goals. Your mind needs to know that you have a specific goal you are working towards. And no one is too young to have a goal. No one is too old to have a goal. Goal setting is something that I encourage each and every one of you to start to do now, so that you grow with it. Many of us as adults, we didn't learn goal setting as young people. So it's now in adulthood that we are then, doing goal setting and all that. But if we had started it way back from when we were young, like you guys, wow, we would have been somewhere else by now. You see what I mean? So goal setting, make sure that you start to practice goal setting. Learn about goal setting. I can't go so much into it today, but goal setting is a lifetime skill. Everyone, even the successful people today, they are still having moments where they have to set their goals. You can't go without setting goals. I think I have a few celebrities here who have put here about them setting goals. Beyonce says, as soon as I accomplish one thing, I just set a higher goal. That's how I've gotten to where I am today. Usain Bolt says, you have to set goals so that you can push yourself harder. These are people that set goals. They all set goals. There's no successful person out there that you talk to that will tell you that they don't set goals. They all set goals. But here is something about goals that I love what Usain Bolt said, and I said I'm going to share that with you guys. Usain Bolt says that dreams are free. Goals have a cost. While you can daydream for free, goals don't come without a price. Please hear this. Your goals do not come without a price. There's going to be time spent to get your goals. There's going to be effort. There's going to be sacrifice. There's going to be sweat. So these talents that all of you wrote down that you have, there is a cost to those talents. You're going to have to put in the time. You're going to have to put in the effort. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. You are going to have to make some sacrifices. Very, very vital. Okay, very vital. Another thing with having that long-term success is self-motivation, that self-drive. You know, we cannot depend on outsiders, on people to motivate us. It's going to be very short-lived. Okay, so you have to learn how to motivate yourself. You have to learn how to motivate yourself. And that was why I asked you earlier on and I said, what is your why? Because if you have a strong why, your why is going to help you motivate yourself, because you're going to say, okay, you know what? Because of what I want to do, because of what I want to achieve, I need to put in the work. I need to study hard. I need to develop my character values. I need to know what it is that I need to do to achieve my goals. Your why is your reason. What is that reason behind it all? That's what your why is. Yeah. And as you get older as well, more and more, you'll be getting clearer about it. Your why is your reason. Your personal reason, not the reason it's not your mom's reason. It's not your dad's reason, your own reason. Why do you want to succeed? Why do you want to make an impact? Your personal why, okay? Your self-motivation is vital because that's what's going to help you achieve your goals. Because as you go in life, as you aim for this success, as you work on your talents, there are going to be obstacles. There are going to be things that get in your way. But when you can learn how to self-motivate yourself, when you can learn how to tap into that inner drive of yours, then you are able to succeed on a longer term. Okay, so it's very, very vital that you do that. Okay, one of the values, we talked about character values. One of the values that I will always encourage everybody, including myself, is that value of resilience. So I'm going to ask you later on towards the end of this, I want you to be able to choose a few values that you're going to work on. And resilience has to be one of them. I will encourage you. Let me not say it has to be one of them, but I will encourage you to include resilience. Resilience is the ability to cope with challenges. I think I saw someone that asked, what is resilience? Resilience is the ability to cope with challenges. It's also the ability to rise above negative feelings. When we talked about this negative self-talk, when you're able to rise above negative self-talk, that's actually being resilient, okay? And then resilience also is the ability to bounce back after a setback, okay? So that's really, really key. That's a value that is so important for all of us, because as we chase our dreams, as we go into be the neural surgeon or the psychotherapist, as I'm seeing here, or the swimmer or the runner or the footballer, all these things we're going to go through challenges as we aim for these things. Challenges are not bad. It's what we do about them. Okay? Challenges are not bad. It's what we do about them. So resilience is one value that is so vital. Okay? Very vital. Another thing before we wrap up is one thing that also helps in aiming to get to your long-term success is focusing on what you can control. A lot of times we focus on what we cannot control. So we're focusing on what people are doing. We're focusing on how people treat us, what people say, what people think about us. It's important that we learn to focus on what we can control. And the things that you can control is your attitude. You can control your attitude. You can control the fact that you do your homework. You can control the fact that you're kind. You can control the fact that you're self-aware. You can control the fact of your attitude when someone does something wrong to you. That is in your control. And that is what you need to focus on to be able to succeed in life. Okay, so it's really important to focus only on what you can control. Awesome. I hope you guys are listening. I'm seeing some things on the chats, and you guys are talking about something else, but let's keep going. And I'm just gonna be conscious. Okay, awesome. So I wanted to make sure that I'm good for time. A lot of the obstacles to look at, guys, for your success is important to know the obstacles that are coming your way, so that when they do come your way, then you're able to deal with those obstacles. A lot of obstacles include self-doubt, distractions, procrastination, having unserious friends, holding on to our mistakes, not being organized, laziness, focusing on what we cannot control, and stress. These are a lot of the obstacles that come our way. And what successful people do differently is that successful people are aware of these obstacles. So they have strategies with how to deal with those obstacles. Okay, so that's very, very important to understand and to know. Okay, think about the obstacles that come in your way and think about ways that you can actually overcome those obstacles. And again, it actually relates to that being resilient. Okay, it actually relates to being resilient. I will skip this. The last thing I was going to share is learning to be grateful. Successful people who have long-term success, they have a habit of gratitude. Gratitude is a great attitude. Okay, so practice being grateful. Even if it's every day in the evenings, write about 2-3 things in a journal that you're grateful for. Gratitude helps you a lot with your focus. Gratitude helps you a lot with your confidence. Gratitude helps you a lot with your self-awareness, like who you are, what you have, so that you're not focusing on the negative things. Practicing gratitude is very, very important. Okay, so I'm just going to ask the last question before I head off because my time is up. What are 3 values that you're going to choose to actually help yourself for the rest of the year? What are 3 values that you're going to choose? Write them in the chat box for me, please. And I want resilience to be part of it. Okay, and then we're going to share some affirmations. Awesome. So I want you to repeat these affirmations after me. I know I can't hear you on the chat box, but repeat them wherever you are. Okay, affirmations are great as well. I am focused on my values. I am capable. My values are my roadmaps. I am confident in who I am. I focus only on what I can control. I am compassionate. I am amazing. And what's the last one here? And I focus on my goals. Okay, so those are affirmations that you can keep practicing and keep showing. I'm going to shut my slide off. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. And I trust that you have learned a lot from today's presentation. Thank you. I love those. Focus, resilience, and my talents. Positive thoughts, self-control, resilience, not procrastinating. Awesome. Thank you.
Wow, what a wonderful session. Thank you, Coach Fina, for being with us today. It was really amazing. I know I have learned a lot of things, like your talent is definitely not enough. I know some of my talents. I can't just be good at designing and drawing. I must believe, like must persevere, focus, have character, and even successful people like Ronaldo and Michael Phelps
Mhm.
know that without hard work, it's not enough. That when we have hard work, there are no limits. Kamsi, what do you think?
Exactly.
Wow, I learned so much from this session. Thank you, Miss Fina. I learned a
You're
lot from
welcome.
this session.
You're
The
welcome.
thing that really hits me was when you said that the illiterates of the 21st century are not those who can't read or write, but those who are unwilling to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Then I also learned that rather than putting yourself down, you should affirm yourself or encourage yourself with positive self-talk. Self-talk. I learned so much from your session. Thank you, Miss
You're welcome.
Fina.
You're welcome. Thank you. And well done, guys. You guys are doing an amazing job as co-hosts. You guys are doing an amazing job. Well done. Well done.
Thank you. It's now time to go on a short break, and we are also going to do a global quiz. So
Let's
we're
see
gonna
how well you know
see,
these countries.
yeah. We're gonna go on a break. You can stand up, run around, use the toilet, drink some water, but please come back in like 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Hello, my name is Annie Falana. I'm 17 years old. I just joined the Girls Hub like 2 months ago and I really love it. And ever since I joined the Girls Hub, I've learned how to be more confident and I also learned a lot more about God. What I love about the Girl Hub is we treat each other as family and like I just love everything about the Girls Hub. Like I feel comfortable sharing stuff with Auntie Atima. Auntie Atima makes everyone feel like a family. Like I really love her, and I wanna thank my mom, and I wanna thank my mom for signing me up for Girls Hub. So I really love it, and I wanna thank Auntie Atima for making me feel like I'm home. Thank you.
Okay, my 3 days experience in this camp has been so amazing. I learned about self-control, self-leadership, self-validation. I learned that for us to lead others, we have to lead by example. And my word to Auntie Etima is that she should continue in this good work that she's doing for us children. And my advice to parents is that and I'm thanking them for all what they have done to make us come for this wonderful camp.
Welcome back. How many questions did you get right? I got majority, but like countries like Malaysia, I didn't know the flag. As to how many did
Yeah,
you do?
like I got like most of them, but the one that had to do with Greece and Iceland, I didn't get it.
No, I need those ones. There was also amazing testimonies there.
Yeah, those were a
Ignite.
lot about the Ignite camp and girls. Camp.
Yeah, I'll join online because I'm currently not in Nigeria. I'm in the UK. Where you be joining?
I'll be joining in Nigeria, in Lagos, anyways.
Yeah.
I'm joining in Lagos. Okay, so hope everyone has stretched out. Let us welcome Uncle Ope. And before that, let's listen to his audio guide. Thank you.
Martinez.
He'll be appearing soon.
Foremost teams coach. Okpayemi Ogunyomi Okulokpe is a teams coach who has been working with young people for over 7 years. He's a product of the University of Ilorin and the University of Lagos, where he obtained his BSc and MEd, respectively. He is also a PhD student at Texas Tech University, Lubbock, Texas, and a graduate research assistant in the same institution. He is committed to promoting child and youth development in Africa. Recently, he founded Teens Leadership Institute, a premier resource body for developing dynamic, innovative, and principled leaders who will set the pace and break barriers to drive Africa to its full potential. He understands that raising teenage leaders is a core aspect of nation building. Hence, he developed a curriculum that equips teenagers to live ethically and motivate them to impact their communities. The Institute has helped parents and schools navigate their teenagers through the turbulence of adolescence and to become functional adults. He is also the host of Teens Hangout, an event that links experienced and professional teen mentors to teenagers. In an atmosphere blended with entertainment and requisite wisdom, it is a safe place for teenagers to share their thoughts and be listened to without judgments. Recently, he was appointed a youth ambassador of Ubon King Foundation. He is a member of the Association of Professional Counselors in Nigeria and an associate member of Teens Mentors Network Africa. He has organized several events that have impacted over 7,000 teenagers with these impacts and the motivation to do more. Uncle Okpa is the author of the transformational book titled Dear Teenagers, a book tailored towards a good habit formation that sets teenagers on the right track to becoming refined and fit for the journey ahead. With honor in our hearts, we welcome Uncle Okpa to the Global Teens Conference 2023!
Hello, everyone. Yes. Thank you so much for being here at the Global Teens Conference 2023, the first of its kind. In this session, I'm going to be engaging Uncle Okpe. Yes. Uncle Okpe is an amazing teens mentor, a young one at that, an international one at that. I decided to get Uncle Okpe off his honeymoon. Uncle Okpe just got married. By the way, you guys, you want to celebrate in the comment section, celebrate the latest married man. And then we had to take permission from his new bride and get him to speak to us at the conference, because I need you all to understand that it is that you are not too young to be an asset to the world. Uncle Okpe has lived in Nigeria and done lots of work in this industry and for teenagers for many years. So he has a lot of experience. He has worked with many young people and families. I mean, he was just the right person to do this. You can imagine doing this as a young person, not married. He's just getting married. So he's going to share his story with us, right? You guys, I want you to pay attention. If you have any questions, don't worry. After Uncle Okwe is done from his honeymoon, he's going to come and answer those questions. But for now, can I see your jotters and your pens? I want you to write down anything that jumps at you. I want you to know that everything Uncle Okwe is saying is his life. It's not Google. It's not from a book. This is him. And he's not going to leave anything out, as much as is within him for him to pour out to you. I want you to grab it. Now, when I looked at the fact that Uncle Okwe was going to come for this session and missed, all the other powerful speakers, I started to envy you. Yes, you, that teenager. I am currently envying you, because I'm just wishing, how I wish I had this opportunity as a young person. I would have been more productive. Oh my goodness. I would have been more responsible. I would have been more financially capable. I would have even been faster at fulfilling my life's purpose. How be it? I just said that to say that you are blessed. Please go to the comment section and say, I am so blessed. I am so blessed to have this opportunity at this time of my life. Okay, so Uncle Okwe, welcome here to the Global Teens Conference. We have teenagers from across the world: Nigeria, Australia, the UK, US. We have Taiwan. We have the Middle East. We have, everybody, South Africa, Nigeria is here. All the states are here. It's such a beautiful opportunity to have you in our midst. Thank you so much, sir, for coming in, and I'm itching to get your questions to you already.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ma. It's a pleasure being here, and only few people could get me to do this at this time, to be very honest. Only few people. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm so sure that for every teenager that are on this particular platform, or seeing this video at any time, maybe during this conference or after the conference or some years later, your life is not going to remain the same. I believe strongly that you're going to be catapulted into destiny. Trust me.
Amen.
I can't wait.
Amen. Okay, so let's get right to it. Uncle Okwe, how old are you?
Yeah. All right. So I'm a young man. I'll be 30 in August.
Wow.
Yes.
You will just be 30, but I've been hearing about your Uncle Okwe for a long time coming.
Yeah.
So I want you to share with the teenagers a brief version of how you were raised. Like, what was your growing up like? Your family and all that.
Very powerful question. Right. So I'm the first son of 3 young boys, and my parents are not the rich parents or even the middle class. I was born and raised in the heart of Agege, Lagos. So if you're not in Nigeria, you don't know what that is. It's like the slummy part of Lagos, right? Where people don't really go to school, where you have a lot of young people engaged in crimes, gambling, young ladies get pregnant after high school, or even while they are still in high school, because there's something we call GSS3 back in Nigeria. I remember it was prevalent at some point that young girls will finish GSS3 and the next thing is you see them pregnant. All right. So that is what we have around where I was raised. In fact, there was a time that I also gambled, and when my dad caught myself and my younger brother, we stole his money to go play game. At that point, he beat the hell out of me. you know, myself, and that was the last time I ever took someone's property that does not belong to me. I learned a major lesson that day, you know, and I didn't touch any game until I got into my second year in the university, because it was not a nice experience. Right, so that's pretty much the area where I was raised. People are not exposed. You may actually spend all your life in that neighborhood, not stepping outside or experiencing another part of Lagos, right? So yeah, that's pretty much. But my parents, I give kudos to them. They tried, especially my dad. He was deliberate and intentional about us, the children, with the children. I remember that it was when I got to SS1 that I actually knew that my dad was a driver. All along, I thought he was a banker because he did not. Yes, we were staying in that Agege, but he ensured that the quality of our life does not reflect where we are raised. So we don't lack food. You will never catch us in our neighbor's house or neighbor's room. And that's what is prevalent in that kind of neighbor, because we're saying in face me, I face you. So you see children moving from their parents' room to another room, maybe because there's no food in the house, and you know that when you go to your neighbor's room and you watch TV there and they are eating, they will give you small portion. And even if they don't give you small portion, you can beg for food, right? But we didn't have that experience. My dad would say, so it's a Yoruba proverb or saying that when you remove food from poverty, then you are no longer poor. So he ensures that we have food in the house. He taught us the value of education, that he didn't go to school, right? Although he didn't paint it to us that he did not go to school when we were much younger, right? Because he will do our assignments with us. I don't know how he did it, that he made us believe that he was educated. Like, you can never talk my dad down. And we never knew that he was just using idea for us, right? My dad taught us. So the reason why myself and my younger brothers, we love mathematics. It was because that was like maybe the easiest thing for my dad to do. He would teach us mathematics, not knowing that the man was just going through the examples. He would have checked the answer at the back. But he did all those things to just ensure that we get it right. So it was when they were asking for his occupation when I got to SS1 that I now knew that, oh, this man was actually a driver in a bank. But maybe because of where he was working. So one day he took me to his office and he told me that, see how these young people are sending him on errands. Like they are asking him to go pick up something, drive them somewhere. That he does not like that. That he wants us to see these things and get it right at a younger age, so that we will not be in his shoes, so that the mistake he made, we will not repeat it. And he said something like he usually says, that if it will mean for him to just have one pant, sell all his clothes, right? For him to train us through school, he's going to do that. And as a driver, he has raised 2 graduates. Our last one is in the second year in the university right now. My younger brother, immediately younger brother, graduated as the best student in his department. And I'm here doing my PhD in the United States of America. So if you see the 3 of us, you'll never know that we were raised from that background. So I said all of that to say it is that your background is not a motivational talk or an empty talk. Your background shouldn't be the reason why your back is on the ground. And it is from a black pot that white pap comes out from. So irrespective of where you are coming from, you can re-engineer your life to get a better outcome.
Yes. Thank you so much. Such a beautiful way to start this session. So let's go to while you were growing up. I know that as a first son, as a firstborn, and of course coming from the kind of background that you did, I'm very sure you were not an Ajebota. If you're not Nigerian, please, an Ajebota is somebody that we nickname that is fragile, that is just
prim and proper,
prim and proper, doesn't know how to do things for themselves and all that. Some of us are not Ajebotas, right? But I would like to ask what was it like doing those tasks? Did you feel like you were in prison? Did you feel like they were punishing you? Did you feel like, why are you overburdening me? I didn't ask to be here. What was your attitude when you were going through that rigor, that ruggedness through
So
task and all that?
interestingly, right? Because we didn't see beyond our environment, so there was no basis for you to think like you are being imprisoned, because that was like the normal way of life. For instance, when I was in secondary school, my class were 120 individuals in a room, in a class. That was the kind of school I went to, and it was normal. During break time where everybody stepped out to go play, you come back to the classroom and everywhere is stinking, different body odor meeting you from left, right, and center. It was the norm, right? It was the norm for somebody to steal your school uniform when you are playing football, and you go look for another person's school uniform somewhere, you take it, or for them to pick your. It was just the norm. So we didn't feel like we were, and I think that really helped my journey. So we didn't feel like we were suffering, because it would have been a different ball game. Then social media was not really out there, right? So there was no basis of you comparing yourself with another person. If you want to compare yourself with somebody else, it is still the person in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You see? So we don't know better. We're not exposed to another better option. So maybe if it was at the point where we started going out that we started seeing that, oh, life could have been easier. All right. So we now have children in private schools that they are just maybe like 30 in a room. And you see the way they do it, like, come and see my classroom. For some people, they have to sit on tires all through their secondary school. Some people don't have desk and all that. So that was the life. So we didn't see it as, we started seeing it as, oh, life can be better when I got like into senior secondary school and I started going out of my neighborhood to write exams. I started meeting other children from other parts of Lagos, and my dad started taking us to his office to actually see that what you're seeing back in our neighborhood is not all there is about life. Life can actually be better. And it's sort of put a drive in our hearts, right, that the easiest way for us to escape our present reality is to be educated, right, is to go to school. So I've been doing night class as a secondary school student. In fact, there's this joke in our family. When I was writing my GCE exam, I read to a point, my dad woke me up at the middle of the night. And when I woke up, I did my hand as if it was, because that was the last thing I did before sleeping. I said, so you draw a straight line like this, that's y-axis, you create x-axis. When you have your point, you now look for the three best. I still remember those lines because it's a major joke. You now you look for the best fit line, you draw it, look for the gradients and intercepts. That was how much I was into my books as a secondary school student. So even at SS2, I already had my GCE. So my WAEC was just a walkover. And I did my WAEC in public school. I didn't do special center because it was rampant back then. Because people don't read, right?
Yeah.
So most people that go to public school in my neighborhood, when they want to write WAEC, they will go to private school to go, help themselves and all that. But my dad cannot even afford it, right? So you just have to get it through hard work. Get it once. That was our goal. So I got my WAEC results in a public secondary school.
Straight.
Yeah.
Okay, so when was the first time that you can remember that you made visible impact, like you were productive? Remember that our team is the productive team, becoming an asset to the world. When was the first time you touched you touched lives, you did something that changed someone, a family, you created a solution, something positive? When was the first time that you can remember? How young were you?
All right. So I wouldn't say first time. I would say like you said, the last description you gave to it, the earliest memory of me doing something like that, because There are certain times I would do certain things, and when people see it, they get inspired. So maybe I did something as a child, as a baby, and maybe an adult saw that and he picked inspiration from there. I am not aware of that. But my earliest memory of a positive impact would be, I think, in my SS1, when we started, representing my schools in quiz competitions and all that. And my friends, and when this link is public, I can share with them. I would allow them come to our house. We always have stock of Gary in the house. I know you people may be expecting one Jim positive impact, but this was a big deal back then. And maybe about 15 or 17 of my friends would come to our house, right? We'll drink Gary in my house, eat my mommy's food before we now trek like another hour to where we do after school lesson, because we need energy. And maybe then our feeding allowances was 10 naira, 5 naira thereabouts. And it's not even barely enough to feed us. So, and we must go to tutorials because we want to pass our exams. So they will come to my house, drink Gary with fish, with biscuits. Sometimes my mom would have cooked rice, we eat our rice. That would now give us enough energy to walk another hour to where we do after school lesson and walk back home because we don't have transport fare, right? And some of us don't even have money to pay for the tutorial. So some of us, we have to sit we just want to study. We'll sit on the window at the study center just to learn, right? And that was positive.
Oh, so
sorry. Your
about
call came in.
Yeah. Okay.
So most of my friends still remember that memory, that if not for, I don't know, maybe you can see me.
No, I can't.
Okay.
Yes, we can see you now.
So most of my friends will never forget that experience. From SS1 to SS3, it was like that. From my after school, they come to my house, they eat, and we head on to tutorial center. Then representing school for quiz competition, for debate, inspiring everyone. And I think that is what even formed a foundation to what I'm doing right now.
Which is actually what I was going to ask.
Yes.
I was going to say, beyond the activity, what was going on in your mind as those boys came around?
So sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Sorry about that. So at that point, seeing my friends go through different challenges, and even me personally going through different challenges, and seeing the power of you just having someone being there to give you direction, like, became something huge for me. So and okay, let me share this particular experience. It was in GSS1. Because I have two sides of me. I have my quiet side, and I have my very extroverted side. So when I got into school for high school for the first time, GSS1, I was very quiet, right? I never knew that a young girl was looking at me, that who is this guy that is just quiet. So we do this thing that you insult each other, you just use negative words to describe someone, and that is what we used to do, big boy, back then, right? So they were doing it. They were doing it. I mean, sorry, permit me to use our local balance. I'll be your girl for that game. Like, I have those words in my mouth, but I was quiet all through. So I think the champion of that game now needed a new face to challenge him. So he walked up to me and he started eating me, started saying stuff, and all that. I was quiet all through. I only released one statement, and he went quiet. So I became the new champion, the boss. So this girl walked up to me and she said, "Oh, she likes me and all that. That am I going for break?" And me, my parents don't have money to give me money for food allowance during break time. So I'd rather come to school with the food that my mom has cooked at home. So I said, I don't have money. So she took me out, bought me snacks. I was a big boy. So we started going to break together. We started going for breaks together until we finished, I think, second term, GSS1. She now wrote me a love letter. I still remember the content of the love letter, and I'll say it. So she wrote, I know you can play in this game called Love, I Love You, right? It was as if I won a trophy because I have never heard, my parents were not, they don't speak good English, so there was no opportunity for them to tell us that I love you. So it was the first time, yes, I hear it in movies, I hear it in, music. So for someone saying that I love you to me was a big deal. So I ran home that particular day and I have this big bros, neighborhood bros. Now, this is the foundation of what I'm doing now, this story. And I just showed him, bros. One guy just gave me this letter. He was just laughing, say, yes, you're not a big boy. Girls, they ask you out, that kind of thing. So he now asked me, so what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. It has never happened to me before. So he now said, I should tell her yes. Now, see the influence of wrong information. See the influence of you having an adult in your life. It could either be positive or negative. He said, who is the girl? So I described the girl. Apparently, because you know each other in the neighborhood. So our parents were a bit comfortable at that time. I said, say yes to her, collect her money, collect everything from her, collect. So the girl only wrote a piece of paper of love letter. When I went to reply, I wrote like about 8 full scarf sheets. If you ask me the content, I cannot remember. So that is how I got into my first boyfriend, girlfriend palaver back then. But what am I trying to say? I knew after some time, I knew that was a wrong counsel. That was a wrong advice. And I could have made better and wiser decisions if I had an adult with a sound judgment directing me. So from that day onward, from the moment I think I realized that it was a wrong advice in my SS3 when I was preparing for WAEC, right? Because what do you know as a secondary school student? We're always fighting. We're always fighting today, we settle tomorrow, all those things. So I was like, how did I even get here in the first place? Wrong advice by supposedly elderly person, somebody who is older than myself. So I said, from now on, so I started being there for my friends. When they run into trouble, they come to me for counsel. And sometimes because I was not informed with certain things, so there are times that a blind will give a blind advice and we all end up in the pit. And that's why you as a teenager watching this, I know that your peer, because research has shown that adolescents leverage on peer groups for advice. You talk to your friends more than you talk to your parents or than you talk to an adult. You guys, how intelligent your friend is sounding, there's just a little that your friend knows. Maybe your friend is just 16 years. He has only experienced 16 years in this life. You cannot compare that person to somebody who has spent 50 years on this planet. Whether you think the person is not exposed, is not intelligent, there's certain things that person know that your 16-year-old friend has never experienced, has never seen. So that is very important. But it just became like subtle passion for me to be there for.
Oh, sorry about that. Uncle Quest network must have yanked him out, but I love what I am hearing. If you're loving it like I am, I want to go to the comment section and say one thing he has said that you totally love. Many of us feel like, oh, I have to be in university, I have to, have graduated, I have to be, working, I have to have had my own business before I can start making impact, before I can start producing results and efforts. You have just heard secondary school. So if you're not in Nigeria, that would be like in most nations, that would be like your high school. So you're talking about something like 7th grade, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10, 11, 12th grade. Those are the levels of people that are in secondary school. So if your solutions, your answers, your help, your inspiration, your motivation doesn't start at teenage, then you're already late. If you are that teenager who is the leader of the gang, who is the one that is giving bad counsel, who is the one that is taking advantage of innocent, ignorant people, you need to redress. You need to make that turn right now and begin to be a productive person. Uncle
Yeah.
Okpai, I want to step out of the studio and give you 15 minutes to just look into the camera and talk to these teenagers like heart to heart. Say to them what they need to do to actually start becoming an asset to the world. The skills, the habits, the attitude. I just want them to see you full screen so that they can sync. I don't want it to be like I'm hounding over you. So I'll just step back. As we begin to round off, I'll come back in.
All
Right,
right.
sir? Right, sir.
Right. Thank you so much, Auntie Etima, for this opportunity. And so let me just say this to you. You're not going to be forever young. That's the first thing I will start with for you to be productive, because one of the setbacks for young people is to think, oh, I still have time, let me enjoy myself. And we have music that support that line of thought. Oh, I want to enjoy, I just want to be cool, I just want to be chilled. And you don't know that time waits for no one, because the earth keeps rotating around its axis and it keeps revolving around the sun. So time does not wait for you. You're wasting time. So just first thing you should know is you will not be forever young. You're growing every day. Time is passing you by. So what are you going to do with the time that you have? Time is the most expensive non-renewable resource that you have. You cannot renew it. There's no way we can go back to June 3rd, 2020. It is gone, right? So what you do with time is very important. Let that sink to your head, right? Because if you don't maximize time, you're not going to maximize your life, right? If you don't place premium on the quality of activities you do in time, then you're just going to be eased out of life. Let me put it that way. So successful people, successful individuals are individuals that are intentional about how they use and spend their time. So the next question is, so what do I do with my time? How do I use my time? Right? I've just established why you need to be deliberate about the use of your time. And another thing I would say is the unit of life is time, actually, right? If I want to ask you, like the first question Atima asked me was, how old are you? What is she asking me? How much time have you spent on earth, right? So time is powerful. Time is important. So how do you go about it? Have a vision for your life. It is not a religious word. It is not even a cliche to say that you need to have a vision, right? Now, let me say this. Imagine you, and I know that we may have some specially abled children watching this. So this is not I'm not sounding insensitive right now, because even if you cannot see with your physical eyes, you can see with your inner eyes. For example, Cobhams. If you don't know Cobhams, you can Google him. He's a music producer in Nigeria. Yes, he may not be seen physically, but he can see with his inner eyes, and he's maximizing it, he's using it for his life's journey. And he's a successful individual, right? So, but you that you have physical eyes, it is more disastrous for you to have a physical eyes and you don't have a vision for your life. It is better for you to be blind. It is better for you to be physically blind, yet you have inner eyes, than to have physical sight and you don't have inner vision. I'll say that again. It is better to be physically blind, but you have inner vision, foresight, insight, than for you to be physically, you can see physically, but you don't have inner vision. Does that make sense? What am I trying to say to you? There's a difference between people that look and people that see. You can see with your physical eyes. You can look with your physical eyes, but you have to start seeing things. Where are you headed for in life? Where are you going to? These are questions. I cannot answer those questions for you. And that is why I talked about foresight and insight on the side, right? You need to see beyond where you are. In fact, when God wanted to change the life of Abraham, God called him out and asked him to, from where he is, see. All right? Either you are in the jungles of Bujumbura or you are in the cities of Venezuela, wherever you are, all right, whatsoever background you have, you can actually project, you can actually create a foresight to see. And how can you do that? The best way to do that is to consult your creator, right? And how do you do that? It's as simple as you talking to your dad at home. Dad, good morning. It's as simple as that. But now you have to stay in tune with your inner self to do that. It can come through meditation, it can come through prayers, as long as you're connected to your creator. It can come through studying, either studying the Bible or studying value-based books that can, provide you with quality information, right? But you need that sense of foresight. You need to start seeing beyond where you are. All right. If you think, oh, you have it all sorted out, your parents are rich, your parents are giving you all there is, your parents' money is not your money. Your parents' life is not your life. Yes, that is some sort of advantage for you. And you need to maximize that. I've seen children of rich parents that they ended up being poor. That is to tell you that your parents' money is not your money, because if you don't know how to even utilize the resources your parents have given to you, you can also be a total mess. So either you are from a good background or from either you are from a privileged background or not. That does not change the fact that you need a direction for your life. Now, I'll give you a scenario to that. Someone who is traveling to the UK from Nigeria and somebody who is traveling to Ibadan from Lagos, the level of their preparation is different. How they travel is different. And when they travel is different. I can decide to leave Lagos 3 a.m. and I'll get to Ibadan. I can decide to even move on my loads in Lagos and move to Ibadan. Why? Ibadan is close to Lagos, right? But if I'm traveling to UK from Lagos, I need to book a flight ticket. I need to get a visa. When I get to the airport, they will even weigh my load. I will spend some hours there, right? Because I'm going to fly over the seas to get to that place. So my preparation is different. The people I travel with, they are different. Do you see? So where you are headed for in life determines your preparation. It determines how you even use this time that I talked about. Do you see? So that is what separates assets from liability. Assets are people with resources, humans that are valuable, humans that give value, all right? And liabilities are people that sap energy. They are parasitic in nature, right? They are toxic. They just want to waste resources. They don't have a sense of direction for their life. They don't have a sense of purpose. They don't have a sense of purpose. And purpose is not something you create. Purpose is something that you position yourself for it. So let me quickly say this. I don't know how deep this is going to be for you. I'm trying to use a very simple term so that anybody, anywhere can take advantage of. So when we talk about purpose is, I've talked about the use of time, right? Because you have to have that mindset. It is that mindset that will position you for this next thing that I'm about to say. When you have a sense of time, a sense of purpose on how to use your time, and you have a sort of foresight about life, and you have insight about life, that will position you for this next thing that I'm about to say, and that will make you understand what I'm about to say. which is called purpose. Because when everyone is born with a purpose, there's a reason why you were created. You are here for a purpose, and on a purpose you are here for a mission, and on a mission you are here on time and in time, right? So since you are here for a purpose, how do we discover it, or how do we position ourselves to fulfill this purpose? Because it's a journey. Actually, it's a journey. It's not just an 100-meter dash. It is a journey. Good. So saying that your purpose is not something that is restricted to this realm. What I mean by restricted to this realm, your purpose is not to become a medical doctor. That's what I'm trying to say. Your purpose is not to become a teacher. Your purpose is not to become an engineer. Your purpose is not to become, fill in the blanks, a lawyer. Your purpose is bigger than that. All right. We've established that everything that exists on this earth have a purpose, right? Including you. There's a purpose for you, and there's a place for you, right? But your purpose is not limited by this realm, because your purpose has been existing before you even appear on earth. And I'm going to make the Bible my reference. In Jeremiah 1 verse 5, God said, "Before I formed you, I know you. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I know you." So it means that there is a you that has been existing before you get into your mother's womb. Now, this is getting deep, and I need you, if you can be patient enough. I know you're going to have a lot of questions after now. Feel free to ask, but I need you to take a chill pill, drink a glass cup of water, and listen, because what I'm about to say will be deep, and you have to get it. God says that before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. If you're a smart student, you know that it means that there is a you before this you. So there's a you that has been existing even before you get into your mother's womb. Yes, biology told us that life starts in the mother's womb as the fertilization of egg cells and the fertilization of sperm cells with the egg cell. But no, that is not how life started, because God clearly said, before you were formed in your mother's womb, that He knows you. He has always known you, like you've always been existing. So it means that your conception in your mother's womb is not where you started from. You've always been existing. So you have been with God all this while. And that is why God is the one who created you. Do you see that? So life starts in God, with God. I'll say that again. Your life starts in God, with God. So you cannot even do this life of yours without God. I wish there's a better way I can put it, but that's just how it is. You cannot start this your life. You cannot fulfill your life's mandate. You cannot be productive. You cannot be an asset without running your life by God, because your life actually started in God and from God. And it's the source of a thing that sustains it. For instance, if you take a fish out of its habitat, maybe go fish and just pick out a fish from the river, that fish is going to die. The fish needs that aquatic habitat for it to survive, because the source of a thing sustains it, right? A lion in the zoo cannot live his best of life, because that is not his natural habitat, all right? A lion in the cage is not, yes, it may look neat and all that because people are taking care of it, but it is caged. Leave a lion in the forest, right, and is living his life to the full, right? So I said all of that to say it is that the source of a thing sustains it. So since your life actually started from God, in God, by God, you need to run your life by God. So if you don't have that relationship with God, this is an opportunity for you to do that. And how can you do that? Just simply shutting your eyes and saying that, Lord, come into my life. I want you to be the Lord of my life. I hand over my life to you. Direct me. And you start studying your Bible. You start moving like that, right? So let me quickly continue. So it means that life starts before conception. So we have the preconception phase before the womb, or the pre-womb phase. Then we now have the womb phase, when you are in your mother's womb. guess what? You stay in that circle for 9 months in form of pregnancy, right? That's a full life. Some children did not make it out of their mother's womb. They died in their mother's womb, right? Because maybe they completed their cycle already. So for you to escape from the first phase, which is the pre-womb phase before your mother's womb phase, to your mother's womb phase, and now the third phase is the birth or the post-womb phase. The post-womb phase is divided into 2 parts. It's divided into the birthing, the time that your mom gave birth to you and you grow to become an adult, and the death phase, because there is a life after now. Either you spend it in hell or in heaven, whatever it is, but there's a life after now. So your purpose is such that it is true before you entered your mom's womb. It is true even when you're in your mother's womb. It is still true when you're living right now as a young person and when you grow old. And it will even remain true when you spend your life hereafter. So you cannot say your purpose is to be a medical doctor, but when you are in your mother's womb, you're not a medical doctor. When you were with God, God does not even need a medical doctor, right? Now, a medical medicine or being a medical doctor, being a lawyer is like an expression to fulfill that purpose. Do you see? Right. Now, this is a brush, right? This is a brush. It comes in different shapes, different forms. But the purpose of it is, this is the purpose. As long as it can pass the test of doing this, then it has fulfilled the purpose. Either it is in medium size or in large size or in small size. Do you see that? So it is wrong for you to say that I use all this explanation to just pass down a point. Because I hear young people say, when you ask them, so what is your life purpose? They say, oh, to be a lawyer. No. Lawyer is a career or a profession, and what those things are meant for is they are vehicles for you to achieve, for you to fulfill that which you've been created for, like I have explained. So for instance, Uncle Kwe, my own purpose is I am light. I give clarity. I give direction. That is my purpose. So either I can do that as a teacher. Do you see what I'm saying now? I can do that as a teacher. I can do that as a coach. I can do that as a teen mentor. Do you see that? Any position I find myself, I just shine my light because I understand. So when you now know who you are, because your purpose is also linked to your identity, there are a lot of things that I cannot unwrap within the short space of time that I have. So I'm trying to just mogul, just give you a lot of information within this short space of time. So your purpose is tied to your identity. Identity is something I did not talk about, but when you know who you are, you know what you do. As you cannot have a drumstick work as a snooker stick. A drumstick is meant for drum set. So if you are using a drumstick to play snooker ball, then you are using it for the wrong purpose. Do you see that? So your identity is also a pointer to your purpose or your assignment in life. It is when you have the understanding of these things that I've explained that you can now become an asset. Uncle Kwe is an asset today because I know that I am light. I give direction. I give clarity. I make something complex. I make it simple. You cannot spend time with me and maybe you met me confused. You're going to get direction for your life. That is what I am meant to do. That is what I am made for. That is my identity. That is who I am, right? So who I am now make me do the things that I do. So it is not you doing things to become something. You are something that, just like you cannot have a cat that barks because it is not in its nature to bark, right? So your identity, you have to know who you are. I just told you who I am. I'm a light. I'm light. I shine. Right? I shine. Like, as you can see, I'm shining. Right? Another thing that I am salt. I'm preserving the next generation. Right? So for every teenager that I come across, they are preserved. Probably maybe you've gone left or you've done something wild. The moment you met me, I'm going to preserve you for destiny. I'm going to preserve you to fulfill purpose. So this sense of identity that I have creates a sense of purpose. Who I am creates what I do. I hope you get that. I hope it's not too deep for you. So know who you are. So I'm asking you that you are watching this video, who are you? Who are you? let me just make a joke. Who are you by the way and by the bush? That was just a joke. So who are you? It's a question you want to ask yourself, and it's not far-fetched. Watch the way you interact with people. Watch your reaction to things, to problems. From there, those things can send signals of who you are. All right. If you see that you love to encourage people, or if you see that when you talk to people, you know, they see their strengths, you may be an amplifier. I have a friend, he is a photographer. He knows that he is an amplifier. If this guy takes you a picture, you're going to see your inner beauty. You're going to see yourself in another light, right? So he amplifies people's beauty. He's an amplifier. That's his identity. His identity. So that shapes what he does with his life. So he expresses himself through photography, through videography. Do you see that? So you cannot ask him, what do you want to do with your life? And he say, my purpose is to become a medical doctor. What if that's because this thing that I'm talking about will make you choose the right career path for your life. Do you see how all these things are linked together? Right? Some people don't have any business studying some courses, but because you don't have the right sense of identity, right sense of purpose, they choose the wrong course to study in the university. So all these things are linked. There's a link between your being and your doing. There's a link between your being, B-E-I-N-G, and your D-O-I-N-G. I know that is a wrong grammatical statement, but for you to get the message. So there's a link between your identity and what you are meant to do with your life. So when you have that sense of identity, who am I? That shapes what you now begin to do with your life. Then with the mindset of you having foresight, you being progressive in thoughts, progressive in your thoughts, progressive in how you think, right, will also guide you in navigating your life's journey, right? Because that will want to make you have a growth mindset. You start to invest in yourself. You start to read books. You start to join the right association. Like I told you, where you are going to determines people that travel with you. So you begin to understand the power of association, that the friends you keep matters a lot. You cannot just have anybody as your friend. And when I'm talking about friend, I'm not just talking about people you work with. I'm talking about the pages you like on Instagram, the pages you like on Facebook, the TikTok channels you watch. Those are your friends. And your friend, if you spell the word friend, F-R-I-E-N-D, the 3 letter that ends the word friend is E-N-D. Your friends will always determine your end. So all those things with shaping your end, where you are headed for. So you want to be intentional about the kind of information you have access to, what you actually, all these things that I've said so far. Do you know what will help you? Always ask yourself, what am I doing with my time now? That is going to help you. If you don't understand the deeper explanations that I've made, ask yourself at any time T, what I'm doing right now, does it make sense? Is it adding value? Is it helping my life? Is it taking me in the right direction? If the answer is no, then change it. Rethink. Because when you do that, you are literally positioning yourself. And I'll end by saying this. In Nigeria, when I was younger, when rain is falling, we'll go outside and put buckets of water directly under the roof. And we'll put another set of buckets directly just under the cloud. We'll put them under the roof. And we'll always find out that the one that was strategically positioned under the roof gets filled first. The one that was just put, maybe we'll just put it anywhere. That may stay in the rain for long and it won't be filled. Do you know why? One was strategically positioned, the other wasn't. So when you learn to maximize time, you see all the things I've said in the past 30, 45 minutes, right? You will literally position yourself to become an asset when you learn to maximize time, right? From someone who has learned to maximize time, you will now start to develop a sense of purpose. Then maybe you can do a backtrack. So for some people, it's a forward track for them. For some people, you have to do a backtrack. For me, I have to do a backtrack, right? People always say, you talk too much. I can say rubbish. When I was younger, I say rubbish a lot. So I now did a backtrack. Instead of me saying rubbish, I can use this same mouth to inspire people. So it was more or less like a backtrack for me to discover who I am. People might convince you that you're an asset. If you think that your parents have said you that, oh, you're a bastard, they may not be expecting you. Like I told God, God brought you here on a purpose and for a purpose. You are not a mistake. You are not here on happenstance or circumstance. God brought you here on a purpose and for a purpose. You are an asset. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uncle Okwe of Life. Oh my goodness. Actually, you've been able to convince and not confuse us that we are not too young to become an asset, to be an asset, not just by confession, but by action, by preparation. I loved, for me, that was the best point, because people are going to leave the conference and go like, I know who I am, I was created for a purpose, I am that, and after that, nothing. Look, guys, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. If you will not be intentional enough to subject yourself to the discipline of learning, of following, of staying through. Some teenagers, when you try to, mentor them, I know you know what I'm talking about. You try to mentor them, hold them accountable, they start dodging. They start dodging you. They start avoiding you. But guys, you're not going to achieve much doing that. Before you know what is happening, you're 25 years old, you're 40 years old, you're 60 years old.
There's no time.
So I need you to take advantage of every single minute. For me, that was one of the gaps I noticed. I lost a lot of time procrastinating. I was not a bad girl, okay? I was a Jesus girl. I kept myself throughout. I did good, as it were. But I lost productive time. I lost precious time. The books I'm writing now, I asked myself, why didn't I write them as a teenager? Why didn't I write them in my 20s, in my 30s? Why am I writing books in my 40s? That's what we're saying. Assuming that, I'm just 16. I'm just 13. Somebody's even here and saying, I'm just 10. I mean, I had a 14-year-old say to me at 13, please, why are you sounding like I'm old? And I'm like, what are you talking about? 14 years, you're just 10 years to being 24. And 10 years is such a short time. So I thank you so much. Everybody, please help me appreciate Uncle Okwe in the comment section. You can drop your messages, drop your comments, drop your questions. I'm going to be answering them as much as I can before the conference is over. I'll send some of them to Uncle Okwe, and then maybe he will do an answer since he's doing honeymoon. He will do an answer and then we'll email it to you, or we'll find a way to get it to you. But I know that you are leaving this session with at least one thing. Go to the comment section and let me know that action point you are taking from now. I mean now, not tomorrow, right now. Thank you so much, Uncle Okwe. We really, really appreciate you. We're going to have to let you go to your new bride. And we're hoping to see you again at the Global Teens Conference in 2024. By that time, many of us teenagers would have actually come with our testimonies, okay? We would have come with products and programs and testimonies of the aftermath of this class, of the things that we are doing that are inspiring others around us, the light we add to our world, the solutions we're bringing in our own little way. We're going to have something to show to you that you did not waste your time, or that every investment for this conference this year was not a waste. Thank you so much, sir, and God bless you. All right, guys. Thank you, and see you at the next session.
Thank you so much, Uncle Prepare, for joining us today. It was definitely really good. I realized how young he is and how much he's done for young people like us, and that's really amazing.
Wow, Uncle Opel, your story was amazing. I learned a lot. I learned about how your past doesn't determine your future, and about how bad influence can actually affect someone very badly. So you shouldn't be that bad influence to someone's life, and at the same time, you should try not to let other people influence you badly. I can't wait to take these lessons that I've learned from Uncle Opel's session and apply them in my own life.
Wow, this session was so amazing and impactful. I learned a lot of things. Like, I mean, a lot. Isabel, I have a question for you. How, from this session, how are you going to get your future bright?
I think that like when I have like friends, I'm going to take information that I think is good. I'm not going to allow them influence me into like bad things. I'm gonna try be a light in everything I'm doing as well.
Wow, that's so amazing. What have you, Kamsi?
All right, I think that after this session, I'm actually going to go and revisit the friends that I keep around me, so that I know if I do, so that I know whether I have any bad influence around me that I need to start spending less time with, so that I never get thrown off balance in any way. And I also want to revisit the habits that I have some of the bad habits that I have, so that I will stop doing them and become more productive as a teenager.
Wow, this session was really amazing. I mean, amazing. So amazing.
It's now time to go, but first we need to take the following announcements. We need to remember to tell your parents about the Ignite Teens Mentoring Bootcamp coming up in August, from August 1st to the 5th in Lagos, August 22nd to 26th in Abuja, August 30th of September. And of course, you can join online. Also, tell your parents to register for the boot camp and get Auntie Fatima's new book, Address Your White. Please, we also have impactful online programs like the Girls Hub for Girls. I am a member of the Girls Hub, and the Gen Z training on distraction management coming up in June. Please also subscribe to and follow all our social media platforms, and subscribe to Auntie Atima on YouTube. The replays of the conference sessions will be available on social media. And we also have day 2 coming up tomorrow at 6:45 a.m. And you can invite your friends to come as well. Please remind your parents about the exclusive parent session tomorrow at 9:15 p.m. so they can also get impactful information like we have today. Good night, everyone. You can hang around for a few minutes and watch some short clips, then have a good night. Campsy, what is it good night for you?
Yeah, it's good night for me. Good night. I'm gonna be going off now, but you can stick. But as Isabel said, you can stick around for. We're gonna have some videos playing. And how about you, Esther? Are you going to be sticking around?
Well, it's a good night for me. I'm so stressed out.
Thank you so much, everyone. Oh my goodness, these moderators killed it. Would you believe if I told you that Isabel is a complete introvert? Like, Isabel almost left the girls' hall because she just was like, what is all this about? And I'm watching her just deliver like a boss. Look, this is me being proud. This is my proud moment. Parents, don't envy me. Mentors, envy me not. I'm so proud of Isabel and the work she has done. I'm proud of Kamsi. Kamsi is a member of the Ignite Teens Bootcamp family. And I'm also very proud of Esther. She's the youngest in the team. She's just 10, but she's also in the girls' home. Now, this is what we do at the Responsible Teens family. We're not just here to teach. We are here to create the platform, the opportunities for your child to prepare to be launched out. You cannot prepare anybody in your house, in your home. Okay, when you do, it's time for you to launch out. So if you're a teenager and you're watching me, yes, I see you from India. You have been calling for my attention. I see you, girl. I see you from South Africa. I see you guys from all around the world. I want to welcome you into our community, and I want to tell you to stick around. If you're not in Nigeria, like Isabel is not in Nigeria, you can join us online. It's the same impact, it's the same fun we're going to have, it's the same transformation, right? Thank you all. You need to be at Ignite Teens Bootcamp. If you have never come to Ignite, you will not understand what we're saying. You saw those videos, some of them are still going to be played. The Ignite Teens Bootcamp is a lot of fun. It's fun. Is learning, is impartation, is an encounter with God, is an unforgettable experience. Well done to you all for staying through till now. Tomorrow, the only thing you're going to be allowed to do on YouTube or on any of the social media platforms is type what you're learning from what the speaker is saying. Because I said that some of you were just catching up. I understand. Today is your first day. By tomorrow, I'm going to be in my commandant outfit. I'm not gonna let you chat like that, okay? But you guys did so well, and I'm so proud of you. The videos will still be replaying, so you can always come back, take your time, and write. I am a teens mentor, celebrity one at that, you know, a superstar kind of teen mentor, but I have my notes filled because I have a growth mindset, because I want to keep learning and I want to keep growing. Above all, I want to desperately fulfill purpose, make God proud, and make humanity blessed. Thank you all. Please don't forget to talk to your parents about the Teens Ignite Bootcamp. If you're not there, you're missing, you have missed already. Join us. And some of you had already sent your photos of how you're watching the conference today. We had the short clips for you. Just look at how you look. Tomorrow we're going to get more of you. Bye guys. Good night. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Innocent. I'm a member of the Bootcamp 2022, and the Bootcamp has really been good. Like, it has impact on us, like impact more on us. Like, I've learned a lot of things in this Bootcamp, and I would like other children to come and join. And then I want to use this opportunity to appreciate Auntie Etima for organizing this Bootcamp. Thank you very much, man.
Okay, my 3 days experience in this camp has been so amazing. I learned about self-control, self-leadership, self-validation. I learned that for us to lead others, we have to lead by example. And my word to Auntie Etima is that she should continue in this good work that she's doing for us children. And my advice to parents is that and I'm thanking them for all what they have done to make us come for this wonderful camp.
Invincible Teens Academy is a platform for mentoring pre-teens, teens, and teen mentors. The organization was officially registered in 2020 but has been in existence since 2013 through a mentoring club. The founder of the Responsible Teens Academy, Etima Ume, observed a huge gap with the age group in terms of knowledge, guidance, accountability, and lots more. Through products and programs that transform participants, her team and her have succeeded in contributing to the emergence of the responsible adults who are blazing the trail and setting the pace globally. Many of our mentees are now peer mentors, youth leaders, and entrepreneurs. The Responsible Teens Academy caters for its participants within and outside Nigeria. Online participants are especially drawn from Africa, Europe, America, Asia, and Australia. Mentoring sections are categorized in an age-appropriate manner, and gender sections are inclusive. Our vision: to raise a generation of youth who are example to others in worth, deeds, purity, and purpose. Our mission: raising champions by coaching, training, and mentoring teenagers to responsible adulthood. Our core values: spirituality, self-development, self-leadership, responsibility, and accountability.